Welcome to another episode of Power Alphas. I'm one of your co-hosts, Sabby Piscitelli. And as always, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wife, Mandy Saccomanno or Amanda Piscitelli. Either or is fine.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode. Welcome back. What's going on, babe? How's your coffee over there?
Hey, babe, how are you doing? She makes fun of me because I'm starting to love coffee, guys. I have to admit openly on this podcast that, it started a slow transition into like a huge domino effect.
He's
of
kind
coffee.
of obsessed with coffee.
It's funny though, Ben. It's funny because it started out like maybe a year and a half ago of just coffee time on the weekends with Mandy, right?
We have it documented. I just want you to know.
I know we do.
It's
We
on
do.
here like, it's
Probably about 2 years ago, right? Because we bought the house together, so I would wake up like Saturday, Sundays with her, and I wouldn't be in my strict morning routine Monday through Friday. So I was like, let me try this coffee thing like everyone's talking about. So it started out like
Weirdo
Saturday,
that he never
Sunday.
did.
That's it, right? It was just Saturday, Sunday. I enjoyed the time with her. And then we got the house in New York. I feel like our setting in New York is like a perfect setting for a cup of coffee. And it's like you're in the woods kind of. Yeah, like it just, I don't know. And all of a sudden I started loving coffee. Then I would have a daytime coffee all of a sudden. So I'm almost like a 2-a-day guy now. I was like, I don't know. It's kind of scary, dude.
The best.
Not at one time though. Like I never have like a cup, and like I'll have like a cup of coffee, then go through my day, and I'll have like right now, like
Midday coffee.
a midday coffee, iced coffee.
The best is he thinks it's like sometimes like it's it's bad. It's like having a drink or something. He's like it's like is it bad that I want a second cup of coffee? I'm like, no, you're the only weirdo out there that just started drinking coffee at 40 years old.
And also, I'm not doing like a shout out commercial for them because they didn't pay us nothing, but I like that good stuff in my coffee too.
Oh, yeah,
the Phil
yeah.
Mickelson product that he promotes. It's called the Good Stuff. It's got
really good.
It's got cinnamon.
It's good.
It's real good. It's got like some
good.
it's got some
Collagen, pink Himalayan sea salt.
It's good stuff. It's
Wait,
like
so you're-
athletes stuff.
L-theanine.
You're telling me you're already putting cinnamon in your
I love cinnamon.
Oh man, you're
Oh,
leveled
he's-
up.
He leveled
You
up.
are leveled up. Like
And now I just got him.
cinnamon is
I just got him on lattes, so he like was
My
kind of
first
confused.
latte was good.
He's like, wait, so what's the difference? I'm like, okay, well, latte is espresso and coffee is coffee beans, And he's like, but why does yours taste so much better? Because then, he got the iced coffee that he thought he wanted. This is the whole thing. Spent, $35 at this place getting coffees.
$35.
With you didn't like your first cup, so we had to go back.
Not that much, but okay.
Well, whatever. Coffee nowadays is crazy.
$7, crazy. And then we're also redoing our kitchen in New York right now, like as we speak. It's good because we're not there. And we talked about we're gonna get one of those nice, like really state of the art coffee, like grind your own beans kind of coffee machine.
We're stepping up. It's
step
gonna be
up.
nice. Have our own little coffee bar. But there is something about our New York house, like. There's such a cozy, because we're going with more like modern country farmhouse vibe, as opposed to our house in Florida. It's like more like modern, kind of like the white, black, and grays, and like we're just like switching it up in our house in New York because it's just got like more of a country vibe, and there's just something about it, like especially when it gets like cold or even like in the spring and fall, just having a cup of coffee on the porch, like it's just it's all the little things in life, right? You gotta appreciate
that's
them.
the thing I think I've got better. We talk about this podcast, but there's always got to kind of evolve. But that's the one thing that you said too. I've got a better job of kind of just really enjoying the little things in life, and slowing life down. But I think it comes like I was 20 years of chasing the dreams, right? 20 years I was so obsessed, and I just didn't focus on some of the little things.
Yeah, well, you're definitely different now, which is great. Now we get to have coffee time.
Yep.
I feel like I used to be like, is he gonna sit still, this kid? I mean,
Have you started?
Stop.
Have you started dunking things in your
No,
coffee
no,
yet?
no,
Okay,
no.
we're
We
not
haven't got
Okay,
there
all right,
yet.
sorry, all right,
I don't
sorry,
put
sorry.
sugar in my coffee either. I mean, the creamer might have a little, but we have a healthy creamer at the house, but I don't put sugar in there. Nothing. I don't want to get used to that. So
No, sugar. You don't need sugar in your
Yeah,
coffee.
you don't need sugar, yeah.
But like Ben's talking about, like those little dunkers. that
My
we
dad
get
does.
from Trader
Remember
Joe's.
when he was
Your
in
dad
New York?
loves his biscottis. Or a nice biscuit.
Oh man.
No, there's some good ones at Trader Joe's. I just actually found some in the cabinet that I forgot I bought. I'm like, oh, these are too bad. My mom loves to do that too. Okay, anyways. Back to business. We had to get a little off, track here with coffee. But anyway,
Okay.
So yeah, we have some exciting things going on. Can't wait to show you guys the latest collaboration I did with Macy Evans, also known as, Macy Estrella is her real name, but her name's like yours. It's like a tricky one, I feel like, when you guys got your WWE names. But Lacey Evans, former WWE superstar, we just did a collaboration in LA at a beautiful house in the hills. So very excited to drop that on my exclusive page. So stay tuned. She's a character, and we had a lot of fun. But besides that, what else is going on, babe?
What else is going on? Well, I know up north weather's getting crushed, and Florida's been pretty warm, which is,
Yeah.
it's lucky to be down here. But to be honest with you, this week's nice right now, but it was a little too hot in February for me.
Yeah,
in
you keep
Florida.
saying that. Meanwhile, everyone's
But
like
it was though.
freezing up north, so they don't want to hear that.
I'm excited though. We have a ski trip coming up.
Yes, we do.
You don't ski much, but and I'm not very good, but I'm getting better and better.
Well, I like skiing, but when I almost tore my ACL, I was like, maybe I'm taking it a little easy because I'm not trying to get injured here.
Yeah, we're going-
I like doing the bunny slopes and stuff, but I don't like to like do it all day. I just think like when you do that too much, it's like that's when your legs get tired, and then that's when injuries could happen. And I like to, have a drink.
Yeah.
Fireplace, enjoy, go shopping, spa day. I can't just do like one thing at places.
Yeah, I like it.
You guys get a little too obsessed.
No,
with, like, the
I want to spread it
competition.
out a little bit. No, not me. I'm
you
not
say
that good.
You say that, but we have one group of friends that we really got us into skiing the last couple years, and they're like really good. They have like 2 little kids who school us. I mean,
They're like
Robbie
5 and
Brookie
6, and
are
they're
like,
better than us
yeah,
already.
like chasing down. I'm like, wait out for me! I'm falling all over the place. But I feel like when you're with them, you kind of feel like you need to like compete a little bit. And I'm like, all
Nope,
right, bump the
I don't
brakes.
need to. No,
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
no.
So not gonna
Calm
be
down,
in
calm
Vail.
down. Nope.
Not gonna be like that in Vail.
I pick and choose my battles.
Okay, good
Yeah.
job. Good job.
Ben,
We
I
like
pick and
that.
choose my battles.
I was gonna
Speaking
say,
of-
smart man.
Speaking of injury world, I mean, it's nothing that serious, but we're going to address a little topic here about, my number one question across all social medias is always, when are you coming back to wrestling, or are you going to have a return? And obviously I speak about it a lot, and, try to answer your questions as best as I can. And I never know if there's ever going to be a return in the future for me. But recently, Sabby and myself, actually both of us, I've been seeing a chiropractor because I've had a little bit of, trauma in the cervical spine area. Nothing too crazy, obviously, thankfully. But after, 8 years of wrestling and years before that of bodybuilding and putting bars on my back and, obviously playing sports. I always was athletic growing up, dancing, all of that plays, a huge toll on your spine. And I'm really learning a lot too, how much is involved like with your spine in general. So basically I have, some degeneration in some of my discs, which it wouldn't really be a thing if I didn't have I guess I really probably wouldn't have went if I didn't have really like symptoms. So we were in Bahamas a couple months ago now, actually January, right? It was.
Yeah, about a month ago.
And I been getting like bad numbness and tingling in my hands, which comes and goes with me, but it started getting like kind of bad. I think it was the pillow that I was sleeping on. So went to a chiropractor, found out, we got x-rays, found out that like I have, some arthritis in like my C6, C7, C8 area, some degeneration in my disc. So been getting some treatments. So right now I feel like a wrestling return for me wouldn't really make much sense because obviously the wear and tear it does on your body. And not to say that it can't happen in the future. And I'm not like, I don't need surgery or anything like that, thank God. But we're doing some, decompression, a decompression machine, getting some adjustments. So it's really good that I'm, kind of taking care of this now, I think, especially because I think also a lot of people do have issues, but they sometimes just don't even have symptoms. So they don't even like know, but until you kind of like look at your spine or you have someone, a professional look at it, it's really interesting to learn about. So,
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, I mean, it's kind of like what we did our whole life. We were so physically active, like you said, sports, high school, college, whatever. And then, you went to the bodybuilding and the wrestling. We both wrestled. And me playing football my whole life, or sports my whole life, and then football, and then wrestling myself. It's one of them things where that's just the rest of our lives, right? It really is.
Yeah.
Being proactive, taking care of our bodies in so many different aspects. And I always believe in this is like, I feel like, a wheel in motion stays in motion, kind of like the body in motion stays in motion. And I feel like the better we take care of our body, the less pain will be. I actually do believe if I actually just stopped training,
Oh yeah.
my body would be more beaten up. It really would be.
sure.
So for us, I think it's just more maintenance. But again, like you said, you made a good point though. Like you've had a little bit of symptoms when it comes to the nerves, and that's something where you kind of really got to address at that point. But I think you're at the point of your life, babe, where it's kind of your choice to take this time to fully recover the body, take care of the body. You've worked really hard on all your other kind of platforms where you have the financial freedom right now. You have the freedom to pick and choose what you want to do. Like you said, we never close no doors. I know your fans are itching to see you come back, and it will probably be a great return if you ever decide to come back. But at the moment, I think it's a good time to take care of your body, get fully healthy, and then, you'll address that when it gets put in front of you.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm very blessed with everything. And that's why I always preach about having the opportunity to be able to, to still communicate with my fans and still have that direct communication with them on my other platforms that we do, and having this podcast also is nice. So just for all the people that are always asking, and it's like, well, maybe right now that's not something that are in my cards necessarily, and with everything else I have going on, and like Sabby just said, I have so much freedom now and more time to be able to do other things and other projects that we have in the works, and kind of just like being my own boss too, which is something that I really love. I mean, being able to create my own schedule, travel when we want, just having that leverage of like, well, maybe right now I don't feel like doing anything, or maybe, I'm so routine. We're both very routine. So it's like, I always need to be doing something. I can never just like not do anything. But I feel like having the leverage of being just like on your own schedule is just like such a blessing. And I'm so grateful to be like where I'm at right now that I'm able to do that. And I think, there is so much more to, sometimes when you're in it, you think this is the end all be all. And we've talked about that. And we've seen situations where you may choose them, over other important things because this is your life at this point, and you feel like you owe this to them, when really, you have to make sure you're making the right choices and decisions in your life that you're never going to regret, that you're going to be happy with, that all the effort you're putting into it, it's like, are you getting that back? Like, are you getting treated the way you want to treat? So my point is like, I feel like now where I'm at in my career, like these other projects that I get involved with or whatever it may be, it's like, I'm able to, want to treat the people that are around me with like the right morals and ethics that I believe in, rather than like having to just kind of like get stuck in a system or like a kind of like corrupt like area where you just feel like you have to be like everybody
We
else.
walk on eggshells too, right?
Yeah, and like you just don't know am I gonna piss that person off? Is that not the right thing to say? Is that not the right etiquette?
I think it's good for anybody listening out there. That's kind of the end goal for everybody, right? You kind of want to be your own boss. You kind of want to be in a position where you can create the hours where you want to kind of indulge in your efforts in a different kind of things you want to kind of indulge in. And but also you got to remember, like, we didn't just end up here, right? You put a lot of years in, you put a lot of sacrifice in, you put a lot of hard work in. So I feel like, it's one of them things where we all have to remember, and we all struggle with it. I struggle with it. Everyone probably struggles with it. You got to remember, like, you are in the moment of your life for a reason. And I think you should always be present in the moment and be grateful, because life is a constant change, right? And I think, for us, it's one of them things where like I was even telling a buddy of mine a couple of days ago, he was kind of like, he's not happy in his life right now with his family and stuff. And I remember kind of reflecting on me personally, like about 5-6 years ago. And I actually was reflecting on how miserable I was. But that misery that I went through made me appreciate my life with you these last couple of years. If that makes any sense, right? So I guess the point of that kind of message is, life is constantly changing. And that's why we always preach on, wake up every single day and give your best effort. Try to improve in something every single day. And one of those things is you continue to work, and you will get eventually where you want to get, but you have to go through the rough waters. You have to go for the times you don't like. You have to go to maybe the boss you don't like. But, at the end of the day, I would like to see a Mandy Rose freaking drop knee kick, whatever again, one day. But
bicycle
that
knee?
your bicycle knee, but you know, it's one
Yeah,
of them
well,
things where
to your
it's your
point,
call.
yeah, to your point, it is true. And sometimes when you're in the trenches or you're in the moment of like maybe when you felt like that was, you know, a shitty time for you, whenever that was, you have to also understand that like maybe there's a reason why you're going through this right now. Or
100%.
maybe this is God's plan or you know, whatever your higher power is. It's like maybe this is the reason why I'm doing this because the end goal is going to be so much better. And I think obviously it's easier said than done at the end of it, but it's like I think a lot of people struggle through that because if you don't have that positive mindset or that belief that this is a good thing and you know one door closes another one opens or whatever it may be, I feel like you do have to be open to that positive mindset. And I think you know good things will come.
It's the consistency that we always talk about, the consistency of waking up every single day and working hard. And like you said, you're not always going to be in a position in life where you're comfortable or you're happy or you're, but you got to always work towards something. And even me personally, like when I was reflecting on it, sometimes I reflect on my time with WWE and I'm kind of confused of what my purpose was. Because a lot of things didn't end up the way they promised me, and I didn't really get my opportunity like they promised me. I didn't really get to kind of tap into the talent of Tino, but at the end of the day, it got me my beautiful wife, and it made it all worth it. So sometimes you don't know what the end goal is, but you have to trust the process. You have to trust, you know, I never gave up. I woke up every single day and worked my butt off. There was times I wanted to come home. I just didn't want to be there anymore, but I didn't. And there was a reason why I didn't, and God kept telling me no. And there was a beautiful end goal. So I guess the point of this, anybody listening, is if you're in a rough patch of your life, you're not happy, you're not reaching your goals, you're not making what you want to be making, keep working. Keep working, keep waking up every single day, be consistent, and I promise you, you will get to where you want to get, but it's God's timing or your higher power, whatever you preach to, but He has you where He wants you, and I really do believe that because I even struggle with stuff personally, you know, even now. So it's one of the things where anytime I do struggle, I just, you know, let go, let God have it, no worries, and that's kind of like my mindset of it.
Yeah, I love it. Definitely. So we have a question that kind of relates to wrestling. That's why I want to talk about it now. It was actually on Twitter. So I quote tweeted him and I told him, oh, maybe we'll talk about this on the podcast. So I'm a woman of my word and we're talking about it on the podcast. So from Wrestling Fan 890 on Twitter, he tweeted, y'all know how we heard the story of Chris Jericho winning the Undisputed Championship and how he didn't know he was winning it. I would love to hear a story like that from Mandy Sacks. Like, what was her reaction when she found out she was going to be winning the NXT Women's title? And I love that because I feel like I don't think we've ever talked about that on here, where we talk about a lot of wrestling and a lot of news and everything. So I was kind of thinking about this before I wanted to bring it up because I was kind of like, wait, what? I'm like trying to remember. Like, is it just me or like a lot of like your time in, I don't know if it was mainly for football with you, like maybe your memory's just better, but I'm like trying to remember like what was going through my mind when they told me that I was winning that night. And I was like, I mean, do you remember if I called you? Like, I'm like trying to remember. I'm like, I don't know. Do I have CT or something? Did I get too many bumps?
Well, one thing I am going to say, and I love you to death, and we've talked about this a lot. Your memory is not the sharpest memory. You know, she just doesn't. Like, it's funny because, like, I could remember times in our relationship, and she's no recollection at all, which just blows my mind away. But what I love about you, too, is I kind of like answer that question, too, is I always said about you, you always stayed, like, kind of level Q. You never got too high, and you never got too low. So, like, if you, like, lost a match, you were never really, like, mad or disappointed. But even when you won a match, you were like, huh, cool. Like, and I feel like you did a good job in your career to kind of stay, like, level Q and kind of take it like a grain of salt. And actually I admired it because you never put emotions in things that were like not necessary, right? Like,
well, I think I did that for most of the time because of the nature of the business, of everything always changing. And all of a sudden you're, you know, going to go up against Asuka for the, you know, women's championship on SmackDown, and it gets taken away for no apparent reason that you still don't know what the reason is. So I think you kind of develop this, like I did, I think I did, of just like, well, I'll believe it till I see it. I'll believe
you did
it
a really
till,
good job of that.
I'll believe it till I hear.
You really did a good job of that.
The you know, the announcer saying and knew women's champion Mandy Rose. So like I was just very like, oh, I think when they told me that day or whatever it was leading up to it. Obviously, it was against Raquel Rodriguez at Halloween Havoc in October of 2021, and I definitely was super excited. Had some gear issues. I think I've told this story. My wings. That was the time where I came out with the wings, and my wings didn't get delivered. The professional ones I was getting made. So a runner had to go to Party City and get like these cheap ass wings, and it was like they were like the glue was coming off. It was horrible. And no one really noticed, hopefully. But anyway, I just remember being excited. I remember kind of being like, wow, this is really cool. Like, I know it's an NXT and it's not on, SmackDown or Raw, but this is still such a, great achievement for me. I kind of like humbled myself and came down here back to developmental and really put the time in and like really trained and worked my butt off. So I just remember being like, this is cool. And I remember having a great match, and that was kind of like the start of Toxic Attraction and kind of like the whole like us taking over the women's division. I think it was like more towards the beginning of it. And I was just really excited to see where this was going to go. So I do remember being very excited. Like I said, was I like going crazy because I just feel like everything always changes. Like things can change like right before you walk out in that curtain. So I just feel like it maybe didn't hit me till I had that title in my hands, and then like the rest was history because I had a great run, obviously. So, that's probably the best recollection I have from the day they told me that. I wish I had some more information, but I'm trying to think.
That was a good question. I like that.
Yeah, that was good, right? Was that Penny Lane?
That was a little gold dude walk by.
Sorry, I thought I just saw my dog walk by here. That looked just like her. Oh, little laners. Anyway, so that's to answer your question with that. And I have another little topic I wanted to ask you, babe, a little off topic actually.
Let's go. What we got?
So more relationship wise.
Okay.
How do you feel about having your location shared with your significant other?
How do I feel about location shared?
Yeah, like how do you feel about having your location shared with your significant other?
Number one, I don't have an iPhone.
That's
which
true.
I soon will probably have an iPhone because
little does he know what I'm about to say next.
Because the Samsung it's not. I love it, but the customer service is horrible. Well, that's another day.
Like for safety purposes.
I got no problem with that. I got no problem with that at all. I got zero problem with that. I think if you're doing it for the right reasons, I think it's very, I guess it's beneficial
if, like,
for sure.
God forbid something happens.
Yeah, if
you
something
can't
happens.
Find them.
But I don't think some couples might take it the wrong way and have that conversation where they don't trust them. But if I actually, to be honest with you, I would have no problem with it.
So
why? You want to share locations?
No. So you're saying we should. I mean, we're married. Yeah. But you're saying that you have no problem with it right now in the situation that you're in with me, and we very rarely have any. I should say very rarely. We never have really any trust issues. We used to back in the day. I did a little bit. But now you're saying that because we're in such a great place in our relationship and we're married and like. There's nothing to ever hide or anything like that, or you don't feel like you're in a serious enough relationship that there's never going to be like, oh, why'd you go here? Whereas like back in the day, would your answer be the same?
Okay, so is the question married couple or like you just started a date couple?
Well,
What's the question?
Just a different situation.
It's definitely situational because if you're dating a girl for 6 months and she asks for my location, I'm gonna go kick rocks.
Right. No,
like,
not
red flag.
Yeah, red flag. But
not just first dating. Let's say you're dating a girl and you guys have been dating, for a year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, and you're getting serious. Like, let's say a year, 2 years is, kind of long. And then a year and, you get serious and she acts like, well, I would feel safer if, I had your locations, like location shared. Would you?
It's a general question, though. It's kind of like.
What do you think, Ben?
Like,
it's hard. I mean,
it's a hard question because I think every situation is different, right? Every situation is different, right? It's not it's a very broad question per se.
I think also the thing that I would is that if I was sharing my location, I'm not looking 5 times a day where you're at.
Right.
But I know that if I'm sharing my location, you're looking. My sister. I mean, I have a sister. She tells me, She's like, yeah, I think it's fun. I like to look at random times where my mom is, and
There is something to that. To your sister, me and my friends are shared. Like my best friend,
they're like,
my mom.
Where's Sabby just finished up with his haircut. Oh, okay. What's
I don't know
next?
what it is, but like my mom, maybe because she's also like, mid to late 60s and like I worry about her sometimes, but like there's times where I just like check her location randomly. And if it comes up as like something, I'm like, Mom, where are you? And she's like, oh, she goes, her famous response, oh, you're too funny. You follow me, huh? I'm like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
She doesn't even know that I even
that's
have
different. Moms and
Yeah,
dad.
I
I would
mean-
love my mom and dad location, especially getting older.
You should have your mom
you
and
want
dad,
all the
but like
locations.
you
Yeah.
said, yeah.
But my mom don't leave the house, so
That's true. So, no, I asked this question because I was, curious, and I think it's a good topic. But I think it's so situational for sure. I don't even think I would be okay with it, like back, like 5-10 years ago, even. Like I feel like because the thing that bothers me sometimes is like you could just go somewhere, like a random spot, and then all of a sudden it's like your significant other's like, oh, why were you just there? And it's like, I don't know. I was just like, I just ran into, you know what I mean? Then they start like questioning
well, then you don't want to have that
So-
conversation, and then they start asking you at the wrong time. Like, why you don't trust me? Then you start
Right.
getting fights right there.
Right. That's
so
why
it
I
could
feel like
cause fights.
that's what I mean. I feel like there's a little bit of like toxicity, like there's a line. And I feel like if we did it right now, it'd be no issues. I know exactly where you are. I mean, he'll just be at the golf course the whole
She's
freaking
got
day,
jokes.
guys.
I'm real close.
But
to
you
the
know
PGA
what's
Tour,
good?
guys.
I wish I could really tell. You know how like some people, like my brother this is a really good one about my brother. My brother is really bad at like, he just like, not like purposely, maliciously like lies to his wife, but like he'll be like, oh yeah, I'm on my way home. And like he's not on his way home. Like he didn't even get in the car yet. So like, but they have 3 kids and like it annoys my sister-in-law because she's like, you say you're on your way home, but I know you're not because like 40 minutes go by and you would have been home by now. And he's like, well, no, I was leaving this, whatever. So I think certain things would be funny. It's like, no, you're not on your way home. You're lying. So like there's
Screenshot
levels.
sends.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that everyone listening, I would like to hear their freaking
I know.
input of
You
their-
guys let us
Yeah,
know.
write some comments because you got a good point. Like it could cause more fights than
Yeah.
helpful if you think about it, right? Like
Yeah.
like if you come home and you say, hey babe, how was your day? What'd you do? Oh, I went to the gym and stopped to get a smoothie on the way home. But like, you might have forgot that you went to the bank or something
Yeah.
to deposit a check, and it's like, well, you went to the bank too, and you didn't tell me you went to the bank.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry, I forgot I went to the bank. Like, you might like not even, you might like
Agreed.
skip that part, right?
It
And
might
then-
not even have been like a thing in your
Yeah.
head to even mention.
Like, oh.
but then you end up lying.
yeah. Oh, you
Well,
lied.
yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
wow.
mean. Like,
Yeah.
I
You
feel
didn't-
like,
oh, you went to the coffee shop and didn't tell me. Oh, hold
You're
on,
like,
what?
wait,
I
I
forgot.
didn't.
or
Yeah.
it's like you go to this coffee shop a lot, then all of a sudden, like crazy girls, I'm just thinking like a girl, I'm not like this at all. But then it's like, oh, why does he go to that coffee shop a lot? Like maybe there's a hot girl there. And then you show up at the coffee shop and you're like, hey.
Sabby's starting to drink a lot
yeah,
more coffee.
he's drinking
now.
a lot more coffee
Sabby,
now.
why are you on 3 cups of coffee now?
Well, I have a confession to make.
What's your confession? You have my location?
Confession? No, I don't have your location, but I did have an air tag in the Tahoe.
I know. You told me.
No, but you didn't know I had
Yes,
it
you
in
did,
there.
because you told me one time. You were like, "Oh, you went to footsie today?" Yeah, she took me to this
Well-
footsie spot in New York, and she's like, "Oh, you got a footsie today?" I was like, "How'd you not got a footsie today?"
I was like, look, I'm like, oh, Joy Footspa, interesting. So I didn't have the air tag in the Tahoe to spy on you at all. I had it.
When you got it shipped out.
Yeah, we shipped the car out from Florida to New York, so I kept it in there just like for whatever. I don't know. I had this air tag that I never even used. I should use it for my suitcases, but that thing works really good. But there was a couple of times where I looked, and you were when you'd go to Don Bosco a lot, like you'd be like, and it's kind of like this weird thing. Like it's not that you don't trust them, but it's like you said, like your sister does. It's like you like randomly want to check. So I don't know if I would love to have our location. I think for safety purposes is one thing, but that's why I have like my best friends. I have my mom, me and my mom
Yeah.
share.
I don't even
Amanda
think
and Brittany,
I
I
would
share.
want it because then I would check it,
I
and then I would have
know.
the anxiety of like, "Where's my
wondering.
wife?" and what's that?
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I trust full. I mean, I think it comes down to the full trust transparency issue. But like you said, it's everyone's in different situations. Because even at us, right? When we first started dating, early,
I would have loved to
It
have
was-
your location when we first started dating. Oh, I would have been on that thing. Like,
But-
oh yeah,
But
okay.
then it would have caused us never to
Ocean
fucking.
Prime? Yeah.
We probably would never have dated ever.
Any V's? Yeah.
I would have never dated. That's the problem. But
I start bringing up past stuff right now. They're like, not now. No. Yeah, no. No, that would have been a lot of fun back in the day when we weren't really you know, our
I got a
true
question
self.
for both of you.
Yeah, what do you got? Give
Did
us.
you guys ever have like a crazy ex? Oh, boy.
Ben, not a good
was that
question.
a bad question?
Ben, not a good
boy.
question.
All right, never mind.
Do we have enough time?
Oh, wow. All right.
Ben.
Do we have enough
Bad
time?
question.
Oh my gosh.
All right, well.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's for the next podcast.
That's for another episode.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll all tune in next week or 2 weeks.
Oh, goodness.
To listen to that one because we have
Ben
good.
was digging shit up right
Oh,
there.
man.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Ben, thanks. Little do you know, I texted Ben that earlier. I'm like, ask this one now. Ben, that was a good one.
Next episode.
We would, yeah, I don't
We
even-
should do next episode on that. Write your questions. Crazy exes.
Crazy. Yeah, we just can't say any names, I guess.
No names.
Oh,
We'll just make some names up. We can make some names
No,
up.
but that stuff is so like juicy and good. Like we should. Oh God, I don't even know if I want to go down that memory
Nah, I
lane.
don't go down memory lane.
Ooh. But anyway, I
Yowzers.
didn't really have too many crazy exes. Sabby, on the other hand, had maybe one crazy.
Meanwhile, her crazy ex hired like an investigator on me.
Okay.
That's not crazy, right?
Wow. Wow. Well, I
I
was gonna
thought
say,
we said we weren't going
All I was
there.
gonna say is, you guys are happily married, and couldn't be happier for you guys.
Yeah,
so
and
that's all
listen,
that matters.
do not bring up the skeletons in the closet, okay? We're in such a good place right now.
No, that was good, Ben. That was really good. But definitely need more time for that one, and we'll see how we can kind of, spin it a little bit so it's not so.
Yeah, for real. All right, change the subject. Actually, there actually is somebody I want to shout out. If you're in South Florida, they are on the campus of FAU, Pure Form. I want to give you guys a little shout out. We'll put a little video on here as well. I just did a couple treatments last week. It's a kind of an anti-aging clinic. It just has everything, the state of the art now. It's got hormone replacement, anti-aging. It's got EBO2, the NAD IVs. It's got the cold plunge, cryo. It's got the hyperbaric chamber. It's got the red light therapy bed. And they're just such an incredible office, clean, professional. Just wanted to give them a shout out. If you're in South Florida, go check out Pure Form. And I promise you will not be disappointed. And that is something that, we preach health as wealth, and it's something that's being more proactive about your health. So, we don't get sick and we don't get in a situation where we need to be in the hospital or something like that. So it's kind of like, that's a thing that I tell people a lot too. It's not about like reactional stuff like, oh, I have an illness and I got to take care of myself. No, how about you take care of yourself before something comes about? So I think Pure Form is a great place in South Florida. Check them out.
Awesome. And just so you guys know, please send your questions in to poweralphaspodcast@gmail.com. I actually have one right now that I wanted to bring up, and I'm going to read it. Okay. That's not it. Sorry. Where is it? I just lost it.
What are you looking for, babe?
A question. Like it totally went. Oh, maybe because it's here. Sorry, guys. Hold on.
Ben, while I wait for the question, Ben, you got any future plans coming up? Any vacations? Any getaways? Any hot dates, maybe?
Ooh.
This actually weekend, man, I'm playing a wedding, my first wedding band.
Yeah?
Yeah. So,
Where?
Up in Port St. Lucie.
Nice.
So we
Wow,
got hired.
cool.
Yeah, so my band, we're called The Pleasures.
Oh.
Call us for a good time. But we got a really good gig, and then we have another gig coming from that. But I just playing a lot of music, Sabby. So
Good for you, man.
just been
Love
doing
that.
Yeah.
Good for
So
you.
that's kind of been what's been going on. I would like a vacation though. That is for sure. What about you? You guys got anything?
We just got Vail coming up, a little ski trip.
Oh yeah, the one that
Talked about. And then, Mandy's got some appearances around WrestleMania weekend, big weekend.
Yes, I will be at WrestleCon in
Yes.
Vegas Friday and Saturday. I will also be, which I'll announce when it comes out, but I'll be at the Palms for a pool party event Sunday, WrestleMania weekend. It's actually Easter weekend, so I'll announce those as well. But I'm sure I'll be seeing a bunch of you guys over there. One of the biggest ones. So I found the question. This is from Carl Ruxtalis. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Hello, Mandy and Sabby, and I hope that you're doing well, and best wishes for your wedding. This was a little bit older, but I just found it. I wanted to answer. I have a question for Sabby, and it's a long question, but bear with me. I know that you will have the part at your wedding reception that you toss the bouquet and garden belt. Oh, okay. And every wedding I have been to, I kind of dread it because I have social anxiety and I will go on the floor but would not catch it even if it comes in my direction. So I have to ask your opinion on it, and I have never been married or been in a wedding party ever. I would like your opinions on this, and I would appreciate it, and have a wonderful day. I'm going to answer this because it kind of relates to, so I did something very different, and I thought this was really cool. I didn't do a bouquet toss because I feel like they're a little, I don't know, I'm not really into them that much. And I feel like there's not that many single people anyway that was at our wedding. There wasn't. Barely any. And then we didn't do the garter thingy because I also just I don't know, I'm not really into that tradition. But what I did do was I invited my mom up and my brothers to share a little dance with me for a song to kind of honor my older brother that passed away. So I thought that was really sweet, really cool because we, the father of the bride gets to share a lot of moments, with their daughter on their wedding day. They walk them down the aisle. They get the first dance. The first look, and the mom of the bride doesn't really get a whole lot, so I knew my mom would appreciate that. So we did a cute little dance, had my brothers come up, and we played the song "Save You a Seat," which I love, and then we invited everyone out on the dance floor, and it was really a nice time to really really remember my brother and know that he's watching down on me on my special day. So I think that was really cool. And I have seen the trend on social media of inviting your mom up to dance instead of kind of doing that whole bouquet toss thingy. So that's just a little my opinion on it. So if you have anxiety with it, then, you should suggest something like that.
I like it.
So thanks, Carl. Sorry I took so long to answer. He emailed us a few times and I just saw it. So I wanted to answer that one. But
Nice.
So yeah. Is that it, babe? Anything
That's
else?
But I know next podcast we got to talk about the crazy exes.
Oh, crazy exes.
I like that topic.
Actually, in the comment section, guys, share some of your stories. And I want to do something new where you can send in voice notes of questions or comments or whatever it may be, or share a story and kind of want our opinions and what it is. So I'm going to try to set that up. But for right now, we have our email set up, poweralphaspodcast@gmail.com. Obviously, the comment section, you can share your experiences with crazy exes or whatever else. And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, every other Wednesday. We switched it up a little bit. We're on all your networks where you watch your podcasts. And we thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.